Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Sammy and Nicole. Hello.
Hey, David.
Hello.
Hi. It is Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. We're nearing the end of the summer. How do you feel about that?
Sad. Very sad. I love summer, and my friends are all about spooky weather. So they're like, get over it, summer's over. But I don't know, maybe I'm conditioned because summer vacation was the best thing ever. I just feel like there's so much potential.
Well, I'm ready for fall, clearly. Bring on football season. And it's actually a little bit of what we are going to talk about on today's show. So let's get to it. Let's get to the agenda on today's show. We preview the fall entertainment season with the shows and movies we're most excited about in the next 3 months. Sammy will tell us how you can enjoy Magellan TV for free this week. I will help you get pumped up for the 2023 NFL season. Go Birds! And we will each reveal the TV premiere you can absolutely not miss this week, including an exclusive look at the first 3 minutes of AMC's new series, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. It's gonna be a good one. So let's get things started with a trip into fall in a segment we call What to Watch This Week. This week marks the official start of the fall entertainment season, which includes some of the biggest TV and movie premieres of the entire year. Starting today, you can save Fall TV or Fall Entertainment Guide into your Xfinity voice remote to access our curated collection of all things fall entertainment, including new and returning shows by genre, streaming premieres by network, and a comprehensive calendar detailing the biggest shows and movies debuting on Xfinity platforms each week through November. With excitement for fresh content at an all-time high, we each decided to look at the fall TV calendar and pick the one TV show and movie we're most excited about this season. And we will start with Nicole. Nicole, tell us what you're looking forward to.
All right. So I know summer is ending and I'm really sad about that, but I'm very excited about these two picks. So I am picking first Sex Education. Season 4 premieres September 21st on Netflix. Sammy, I know you're a fan, but let's talk about the Sex Education. I started watching this on Netflix because my friend recommended it, and honestly, it's very simple. It's about high school students and their sex lives. No surprise there. But the amount of talent, the humor, the heart that really goes into the show is just undeniable. I love it. It's got a lot of notable characters like Gillian Anderson and Emma Mackey, but a ton of young talent. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there were at least 3 actors in the new Barbie movie from the show, which is pretty cool. So definitely a must see. Definitely something I'm looking forward to. My next pick, Joyride, now available to rent. I missed this one in theaters, so I'm very excited to be able to rent it now. It's a typical road trip comedy where it starts off fun and then bam, you're hit with some like heartwarming stories, self-discovery, and adventure. Oscar nominee Stephanie Shu's in this, and right now she's like one of my favorite actors, so I'll follow her into everything, because of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Also starring David Tennant, Ashley Park, had 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely don't overlook this one. Sandy, what about you? What are your picks?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm very excited about both of these movies, or this movie and this show. But I, similarly to Sex Education, I'm also very excited about a show detailing the lives of college and high school age students. My first pick is Gen V, coming to Amazon Prime on September 29th. If you're familiar with The Boys universe, this takes place in the same world, but instead of superheroes who are already professionals, this follows the lives of the college students who are training to become superheroes or supes. So if you're familiar with the raunch, violence, and satire of the original series, probably be pleasantly surprised to see that same kind of style. I'm very excited. David, I know this one you're particularly excited about as well. Do you have any thoughts to add?
No, I just to say that I'm really psyched for it, and everything you said, it's in the boys universe. It's apparently there's like within this school, the students are sort of ranked, and they're all kind of vying for that top spot to potentially join the Seven, which is the like most popular superhero group in the world, owned by this large corporation who uses them in movies and marketing and merchandise, and they're kind of like they're like show superheroes. They don't really fight crime, but they show up just for the photo ops. So that's essentially what all of these young superheroes are vying for. And as we talked about just a couple weeks ago, maybe Maddie Phillips, the actress from Teenage Bounty Hunters, is in this, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I think what I'm most excited about this is that in a world where there's so much superhero content all the time, the boys particularly, and I'm sure Gen Z really stands out and just being so different from the Marvels and the DC content that we are getting at such a steady rate these days. So I'm very excited for this one.
Yep.
And then in a different vein, but also about high schoolers competing with each other, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes comes to theaters on November 17th. And I am very excited for this one. I was first introduced to Hunger Games and Jennifer Lawrence, for that matter, when I was a sophomore in high school. I read the book in a single night so that I could feel worthy of attending the midnight premiere with the rest of my friends who had already read the book or the whole series, and dressed like Katniss Everdeen in the one and only time that I have ever cosplayed. And after that, I never saw another Hunger Games movie or read any of the other books again. So until about 2 years ago, I caught up with Xfinity, set Hunger Games into my remote, and was able to see all of the movies and catch up all right through there. And was like, wow, the rest of this franchise is actually really great. I understand why people love it. And then when I found out that there was going to be a subsequent sequel or prequel series coming out, I was immediately excited. And especially knowing that this is a prequel and not just like existing in the same universe, that was really intriguing to me. Knowing that it follows the antagonist of the original movie, I think is a really interesting spin. Kind of find out more about what's the Oriana Snow, sort of the bad guy, tyrannical leader. And so, yeah, it's just like a really cool angle. I think it's cool to find out more about the bad guy. And Hunter Schafer is in it, and I just love her so much. Victoria, she plays, what do you have her name? She's amazing in Euphoria. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. Nicole, I think you read the book.
I did. I was also there at the midnight book opening. No, I did get into it. My friends pushed me into reading it. I loved it. Katniss Everdeen is amazing. So it was, I agree. I think it's very interesting that they went with Snow on this one to kind of see like his beginnings. You know, I kind of wish other books would do that. I'm really curious to see how they're going to take this. I think there's a lot of cool angles we could take. You know, it's obviously like the beginnings of the Hunger Games. You know, you can see like where it started, how it was formed, and why Snow became the villain. So it should be really interesting. We see, definitely.
Is Jason Schwartzman playing the young version of Stanley Tucci's character?
I think he is. Yeah.
I love the idea of a world where Jason Schwartzman will eventually end up looking like Stanley Tucci. Like, that is a young version. They can't be that much different in age, but like, anyway, they couldn't have just like slapped a toupee. Oh wait, no, Stanley Tucci's character does wear a toupee.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he could have played this character again, but whatever.
Okay.
Justice for Tucci.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sammy. The TV show I am most looking forward to this fall is, drumroll, Marvel's Loki, which returns for a second season on Disney Plus October 6th. In case you haven't seen season 1, I won't spoil the fun by summarizing the entire plot, but I will say that the series begins by following an alternate version of the Marvel anti-hero Loki, aka Thor's brother, as he is tasked with tracking down a female version of himself in hopes of preserving the multiverse's most sacred timeline. I know it's a lot, but trust me, this show is tons of fun, thanks in no small part to Tom Hiddleston, who continues to live his best life as the god of mischief. The series also gave birth to several instantly beloved multiverse Loki variants, including Classic Loki, Kid Loki, Boastful Loki, and Alligator Loki. Actor Sophia DiMartino, who plays the Lady Loki called Sylvie, also steals the show as she and Tom Hiddleston work through their relationship, which is complicated, to say the least. You don't have to be a Marvel fan or to have seen the movies to enjoy Loki, but I'd be lying if I said that it doesn't really, really help to understand what's going on. Sammy, you're a fan. You're a huge Loki fan, right?
Yes, I love Loki. I love Tom Hiddleston, which is almost more important than my love of Loki. But yes, I loved the show. I thought it was really different tonally than the other Marvel series that had come out before it. And since then, I've been very anxiously waiting for season 2. I also think Owen Wilson being in this is amazing. He's so good in it. I never expected to kind of see him in the Marvel universe, but his character is really funny. And it just really makes you love Loki as a character even more in all his various variants.
Nicole, do you watch?
Oh, of course. Yeah, anything Marvel.
I agree. I mean, I'm super excited for this. I think there was a post-credit scene in Ant-Man, Quantumania, for like a sneak peek to this, and I was so ready for it. Obviously, Owen Wilson's back, and like you said, Sammy, it was surprising to see him, but he played it well. He really did. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope Alligator Loki comes back.
Yes, please. I've been seeing lots of people who have dressed up their service dogs as Alligator Loki at Comic-Cons, and it's just one of my favorite things.
That's the cutest thing.
As for the movie I'm most excited about this fall, guys, I absolutely cannot wait to give a second watch to the Australian horror movie Talk to Me, which is available to own 1 week from today, September 12th. The film follows an eclectic group of teenagers who use an embalmed hand to contact and host randomly selected spirits. But what begins as a drunken party game soon becomes an addiction for some of the teens who take their dance with the deceased a little too far. Talk to Me is the feature film debut of brothers Danny and Michael Philippou, who also co-wrote the film with Bill Hinsman. The film stars a largely unknown cast and only cost $4.5 million to shoot, but it has gone on to earn 8 times that budget at the box office and boasts a 95% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm very picky with horror movies, primarily because movies don't really scare me. So for me to love a horror movie, it has to offer a fresh, unique story, unsettling imagery, and compelling performances. In recent years, movies like Hereditary, Midsommar, It Follows, and The Witch all have hit those marks for me, and so does Talk to Me. It's so rare to find something new in the horror movie genre, especially things that are in theaters, like big studio films, although this is A24, so not necessarily a big studio film, but it's big studio adjacent. And this movie feels really special to me. The Australian accents take a little getting used to, so I'm very excited to watch this with subtitles this time around to catch all of the things that I didn't catch the first time. It ultimately doesn't detract from the overall experience, but this movie is so cool, and I really, really hope that people watch it. Have either of you seen it? Nicole? I think you'd be most likely.
It's on my list. Maddie, our fellow editor, she watched it. She also loved it. But I feel like people have been talking about it for a long time. A24 really knows how to do horror. So you know what? Because I haven't seen it, I'm gonna wait until it's available to own. Just, getting that spooky weather vibe. Yeah, I think that's smart. We'll do that.
I'm just realizing, I think that at least maybe all of the movies I mentioned were all A24. What?
Yeah, you did. I thought that was on purpose.
The Witch? No, it was not on purpose. I was just like, oh, what has resonated with me recently?
Yeah.
All A24, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go check that out. And check out the Fall Entertainment Guide right now by saying Fall Entertainment Guide or Fall TV into your voice remote. You can also find this collection and so much more by visiting the What to Watch destination simply by saying what to watch. Next up, it's time for some edutainment in the latest edition of Free This Week. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with a free preview of Magellan TV, and here to tell us more about all the science, history, and true crime documentaries you can enjoy for free through September 10th is our very own Xfinity TV editor, Sammy. Sammy, tell us more.
Thanks, David. As David mentioned, if you have a curious mind and enjoy documentaries, this week of Free This Week is for you. Magellan TV is free this week, September 5th through the 10th, meaning hundreds of documentaries are completely free. And we are talking a wide range of documentaries and docuseries from genres like true crime to space, to history, to military and war, to nature and wildlife, science and technology, and even the paranormal. They also feature programs for kids as well as programs on Espanol. Personally, I'll be checking out the military history section, surprisingly, because ever since seeing Oppenheimer, I've been obsessed with learning more about World War II, and they have multiple on the subject. I'm also a sucker for nature documentaries, especially those about the ocean, and especially at night. So I will absolutely be watching Sea Stories and Fish Life, which I'm sure my dog will more than appreciate and maybe try to scratch at. Are you, David and Nicole, are you documentary watchers? Did any of these genres pique your interest?
I'm a huge documentary watcher and so intrigued by the like two ends of the spectrum in the art that we just saw between Deadly Dates and Wild Animal Orphans. How did the animals become orphans?
I don't know. I won't be able to watch that one, if I'm being honest. I can't do the sad ones.
I'm sad about that. And also, Deadly Dates is also all too sad reality. I have not been murdered on a date yet, but,
Let's say
yet.
I'm only 39. Could still happen. Yes, I'm very excited to check out all of this. So, Nicole, I know you're a big documentary fan.
Oh, of course. I will admit I don't really watch this network, but I looked into it, and they have a lot of fun names. I mean, other than the ones you just mentioned, David. I mean, I saw Murder Maps, which looked really cool. Cocaine Captains. How do you not want to watch that? Weird or What, which looks like that old show Beyond Belief with Riker from Star Trek. But this one is hosted by Shatner. It's, a little Star Trek thing. But definitely going to add that to my list for sure.
I'll watch those mashups of Jonathan Frakes saying "not a chance," "nope," "wrong," "false," over and over and over again every single time it pops up on social media.
I love that. So, did you watch it when it was there? I know we're talking about a totally different show now.
Once upon a time, yeah.
Yeah. Like we used to do a thing where like we would all take bets, like, oh, I think this is fact or this is fiction. And at the end of the show, they let you know everything. So I'm hoping it's got that vibe.
Same. Now I'm going to look into this.
Yeah.
It all feels like in the vein of Unsolved Mysteries to me. So I'm all for it. Well, you can check out everything Sammy just talked about by saying Free This Week into your voice remote. The Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. So just say free or Free This Week into your voice remote and have some fun. Get into some fact or fiction stuff. Next up, it's time to fly, Eagles, fly. The road to victory begins this week in sports. The 2023 NFL season officially kicks off this Thursday, September 7th, as the unfortunately defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs square off against the Detroit Lions live on NBC at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you are a football fan like me, you won't want to miss a single minute of the NFL action, and Xfinity has everything you need to follow your favorite team all season long. Just say football or NFL into your voice remote to immediately browse a full list of upcoming NFL games. Just click a game right over here, set a reminder, set your DVR, or watch a game in progress. You can also catch up on the latest football news, watch a curated selection of football documentaries and docuseries, or get some expert advice on your fantasy football lineup. But the most important thing you can do before the season kicks off this Thursday is click this large banner to the right over here. I realized I think I pointed the wrong direction last time. It's over here. Click this banner right here, which will allow you to choose your favorite NFL team, as you will see that I've done with the future Super Bowl 58 champion Philadelphia Eagles. After selecting your favorite team, you will automatically receive NFL highlights, live game alerts, and more on your Xfinity device, specifically tailored to your gridiron gang. Of course, you can also catch every touchdown from every NFL game every Sunday afternoon by subscribing to NFL Red Zone. It's one of my favorite things of the fall. It's like seeing the best part of every movie all day long, just on a loop, a mashup of all the best parts. If you're a football fan, I can't recommend it enough. I honestly don't know, Nicole, Sammy, if either of you watch football.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, obviously I'm a Phillies fan by default, an Eagles fan by default. But it's always on in my household. You know, my dad, my brothers, they're all huge fans, so they love this kind of stuff. So they would be really interested. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch the important games. You know, always watch the Super Bowl. Always come prepared with a 7-layer dip and some cornbread. But no, I didn't really grow up in like a intense football household. I will say I grew up a Giants fan just by proximity to New York. But I've lived in Philly for long enough and gone through way more with the Eagles than I ever did with the Giants. And so I think at this point I can consider myself a real Eagles fan. I'll even throw out a Go Birds.
Yeah, it's tough life being an Eagles fan. I've even, kept the tags on this brand new jersey, so this can go back just in case this team disappoints me. I'm just gonna throw this thing right back to Lincoln Financial Field and get my $170 or whatever ridiculous amount of money this jersey cost. That's the life of an Eagles fan. Some Eagles fans, you're not real, and whatever. You give me the money for my jersey then.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love this team, and I've grown up with this team, and I only didn't take the tags off because I don't know. I didn't. Anyway, Eagles, go Birds! Get ready for the 2023/24 NFL season right now simply by saying football, NFL, or sports into your Xfinity voice remote. It's going to be a great season. Next up, you've got a date with The Walking Dead in this week's edition of Appointment TV. Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show, movie, or special event they are most excited about right now. This week, we kick things off with Sammy. Sammy, what do you got for us?
All right. My pick for this week is not New Girl, but I am not sure that I've talked about New Girl yet on this show. So I probably have not talked about my love for Jake Johnson yet, which means that it's time that I do. I am extremely excited about his new movie and directorial debut, Self-Reliance. Self-Reliance is a thriller comedy that Jake Johnson, has described as a choose-your-own adventure, following a guy participating in a game show where he can win $1 million if he stays alive, while a series of other people are trying to kill him throughout his daily life. He can only be killed while he's alone, and he soon learns that most of his loved ones don't believe that the situation is real. And it sounds like maybe the viewer doesn't really know the truth either. Hence the sort of choose your own adventure, you're not sure who to believe with. The film also stars Anna Kendrick, Wayne Brady, Andy Samberg, Christopher Lloyd, and Gada. So a really wide range of cast members. It's been kept pretty low key. The plot and the cast are really intriguing to me, and I'll just support anything that Jake Johnson is in, especially what he's directing for the first time, which is really exciting. And something about a thriller comedy is really interesting to me. The plot sort of sounds like a little bit like Squid Games, but also funny. I'm not sure. But yeah, this one I'm super excited about.
That plot sounds amazing. I love that. And also, and I can't remember, I've probably mentioned this to you. I've interviewed Jake a couple times, and he's the nicest guy. Like, he's just such a good dude. And both times were actually in Philly. He came, and I had gotten this from New Girl, the swear jar. I forget what it's specifically called.
Oh, for Schmidt,
But I got that as like swag from Fox, and I brought it for him, and he autographed it. And this was before I knew you, Sammy, and I gave it away to someone. Otherwise, I would have saved it for you.
Yeah.
But then another time was for the movie Let's Be Cops, and we did the interview at that German place, Brew.
Brew. With the
Brew. Yep. This is very specific for people who are not in Philadelphia. But anyway, we sat there at this large wooden table at Brew. It's like a German beer house, and did the interview there. And again, the nicest dude, so down to earth.
Oh, I love hearing that, because I'm also a big fan of Jake. Nicholas Pepperwood, or no, not Nicholas, Julius Pepperwood, right? Sammy? Pepperwood. Pepperwood. The plot sounds amazing. I can't wait to see it. I wish I could find more now. But I guess I'll just have to wait. Yeah.
Can't wait. Nicole, what are you excited about?
All right. I am picking The Changeling on Apple TV Plus, premiering September 8th. It's a fantasy horror show starring Lakeith Steinfeld, who we all know can handle horror. But let's take a look at the clip.
When I got there, there was a lake there, a lagoon. They told me not to go, but I didn't listen. She told me I had 3 wishes. When it falls off my wrist, those 3 wishes will come true. Do not cut it.
Emma, with me, all 3 of your wishes will come true.
Don't know why.
Would you even know?
There's no sun up in the sky.
If you crossed into a fairy tale?
Lakeith is another actor I will follow everywhere. He's proven that he can handle comedy, horror, drama, romance, and now fantasy. So I'm very much in. And based on this trailer, we know he's trying to save his wife and his son. So undoubtedly, there will be a lot of twists and turns and magic, per se. Perfect for fall, perfect for spooky weather coming up. Definitely worth a watch. You guys, have you heard of this? Are you also fans of Lakeith as much as I am?
This one looks spooky, man.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Apple does fantasy and sci-fi really, really well. It just always looks really expensive, and this one looks to be the same. This one got me, the trailer especially.
Yeah.
I also really love Lakeith. Lakeith.
Am I saying it right? I'm probably saying it right.
I don't know. But I really enjoy him too, and I believe the first time I saw him, he was in Death Note, I think, on Netflix, maybe. But then, what was the movie you just said? The big one.
Oh, I mean, he does horror with like Jordan Peele. He was in Get Out.
Get Out, that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, and Get Out,
Mhm.
like, and he very is much a chameleon in the sense that he can do
Mhm.
horror, drama, comedy all really, really well.
Yep.
And I get the sense because I don't know why I saw him at Comic-Con and I thought it was for Death Note, but I know he like has a lot of fun with his roles, and he is also like very unique in his fashion. Like the dude is like an artist,
Mhm.
and I always admire that about actors, and he's a unique dude.
For sure, definitely.
So the show I'm most excited about this week is the all-new Walking Dead spin-off series, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, which premieres this Sunday, September 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern on AMC. The show follows the beloved Norman Reedus character as he literally washes ashore in France and is soon tasked with protecting a child at the center of a religious movement. Thanks to our friends at AMC, we are excited to present an exclusive look at the first 3 minutes of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season and series premiere. Let's check it out.
Months at sea, hoping to stay ahead of this thing. Circled Spain. Nowhere safe. We'll try Marseille next. Maybe the south of France is good. There's got to be a safe place somewhere.
I think it looks great, honestly.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Yeah, seriously. The series co-stars Clemence Posey, who is best known to most as Who, Nicole?
Oh God, you're putting me in the spot.
I
don't
putting
know.
you on the spot.
I don't know.
Fleur Delacour in the Harry Potter series. A resident Harry Potter person.
Oh God, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
She plays a nun in this, and I when I was looking at the trailer, I saw her face. I'm like, how do I know her? What is she from? Fleur Delacour. It is exciting to see The Walking Dead move on to some new locations with these recent spin-offs, with Dead City going to New York, and this series taking place in Europe and or France. And I think the European aesthetic is particularly refreshing here after spending like so long in the woods in The Walking Dead. The plot also offers shades of The Mandalorian and The Last of Us in terms of focusing on a grizzled man who has to escort a special child to safety in a dangerous land. But I'm all here for it because those shows were great too. And Norman Reedus is obviously just awesome and essentially just playing himself, which is fun. Neither of you are Walking Dead fans, right?
No, I kind of fell off the bandwagon when Glenn died. Sorry, spoiler, but it really broke my heart. I mean, but I'm glad that Daryl's doing well. It seems like he's on a trip to Europe. I really hope he picks up some French. I would love to hear Norman Reedus do some French accent. But I am kind of curious as to how he ended up there. So I may have to tune in.
Yeah, he like kind of has a little bit of amnesia. He just washes up on this boat, and when last we saw him in The Walking Dead, he was riding off into the sunset on a horse, I believe. And so I think we will get some backstory in terms of how he washed all the way across the ocean, like literally from America to France, which should be an interesting story.
Gotta figure that one out.
Yeah, I also have not watched or I'm not up to date on Walking Dead, but I do feel like I can jump into this without having seen everything else. Like I just watched this and I'm in. Like I want to know what happens next. So I think if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, you can still give this a shot because it feels like it'll be its own standalone story, and there will be at least one, from what I've read, cameo from an original Walking Dead cast member. But otherwise, all new people. You can check out all the stuff we just talked about and so much more simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. And that will do it for today's show. Thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors, Sammy and Nicole, for joining me this week. Thank you to AMC for sending along that exclusive sneak peek at The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. Shout out to our producers, Brad and Josh, and everyone else behind the scenes for making the show tick. If you want to check out the TV shows or movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can also check us out 24/7 on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Xumo Play. My name is David. Thank you for watching What to Watch Live. Go Birds.
Yeah.
Bye.